in mourning. The celebrations here and the political fallout. President Obama criticized for his statements, the backlash this morning, and the warnings.
Role is as repressive.
Breaking overnight, the Bourbon Street shooting. Shots fired on the most famous street in New Orleans. 10 people hit, at least one killed.
We're looking for witnesses. We're interviewing those victims.
The arrests this morning.
Wisconsin recount, Hillary Clinton's campaign joining in. Green Party candidate Jill Stein pushing the move, already taking aim in 2 other key states. Donald Trump blasting it all. We'll tell you what's at stake.
And your Cyber Monday cheat sheet. Becky Worley joins us live with a guide to the biggest holiday sales online. No matter what's on your list, don't click until you see our report.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, everyone. We do thank you for joining us on a Sunday morning. We start with Fidel Castro, as controversial in death as he was in life.
Exactly. We want to show you some contrasting front pages here. This is from a pro-Castro paper in Cuba. The headline reads, "Toward victory always, Fidel." And this is the front page of the Miami Herald with just one word, dead.
And we want to show you some scenes that could not be any more different. They were partying in the streets overnight in Miami's Little Havana neighborhood for a second straight night. This as some prominent Republicans are lashing out at President Obama for allegedly, quote, showering love on Castro in his official White House statement.
So many questions swirling right now about the future of Cuba and the future of America's relationship with Cuba. We have team coverage this morning, and we're going to begin with ABC's Jim Avila, who's on the ground in Havana. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan and Paula. Cubans on both sides of the Florida Straits have been waiting 40 years for this day. Rumors always fly about Fidel's death, some hoping his demise would lead to another revolution here. But there's no sign of that. It's all quiet, subdued, nothing spontaneous in view as the island waits for Monday's services to say its long goodbye. This morning, the Cuban flag flying at half-staff in Havana as the country begins an official 9 days of mourning for Fidel Castro. Students at the University of Havana, where their education is free, apparently overcome with emotion. This Cuban woman calling the revolutionary leader's death painful, saying Castro helped the people. Sentiments echoed by one of the country's most famous young men, Elian Gonzalez, once the center of an international custody battle between the U.S. and Cuba.
Fidel began to be that father like all who start off as fathers. But the difficult thing is for a father to become a friend.
The news announced by Fidel's brother Raul on state television late Friday night. Castro's body is set to be cremated and his ashes taken on a 3-day journey across the country before his burial on December 4th. A service Fidel's estranged sister Juanita Castro, who lives in the U.S., will not be attending. On Saturday, Castro dividing world leaders in death as he did in life. This morning, President Obama under fire from conservatives for not including a single reference to Castro's record of human rights abuses in his 200-plus words, in which he notes the enormous impact of this singular figure who altered the course of the Cuban nation. Some in the Cuban-American exile community in the United States, including Florida Senator Marco Rubio, calling the president's choice of words pathetic, a sentiment shared by Texas Senator Ted Cruz, who referred to Castro as a murderer and a thug. And President-elect Donald Trump calling Castro a brutal dictator, while promising to do all he can to ensure Cuba's prosperity and liberty. Now, back in the day, Castro was a firebrand, once delivering a 7-hour harangue against the U.S. But in the last decade, after severe stomach illness that left him frail, he rarely spoke in public and delivered only rambling essays in the state newspaper, still suspicious to the end of the Americans and the new era of diplomacy. Dan?
Jim Avila in Cuba for us this morning. The reaction in South Florida, radically different from what we've been seeing in Cuba. In Little Havana, home to so many people who fled Castro's regime, celebrations and hope for a very different Cuba moving forward. ABC's Gio Benitez is in Miami with that part of the story. Gio, good morning to you.
Dan, good morning. These celebrations are filled with passion because so many people here were forced to leave their homeland some 50 to 60 years ago. This is the epicenter of America's Cuban exile community, Florida's Little Havana. Hundreds taking to the streets, some taking to their balconies, banging pots, making noise to celebrate a turning page in Cuban history. These people here are marching with that giant Cuban flag, chanting, "Cuba yes, Castro no." For them, this is about hope for the future of Cuba.
It's something like goosebumps. And I'm not happy because somebody died. Death. It's not about that. It's about changing hope that something's going to happen.
Gladys Falcone left communist Cuba as a child, but many celebrating here were born in this country, their Cuban ancestors not living to see a Cuba without Fidel Castro.
I feel for people who lost loved ones, who did not see this, that's why I'm here, to honor those folks.
The passing of a man exiles considered a brutal dictator, offering a glimpse of hope, even as his younger brother still rules the nation and carries on many of the regime's practices toward dissenters and political prisoners.
Raul is as repressive, and they're not about to give up easily what they've had for nearly 6 decades.
Still, Cuban Americans hold on to that idea that someday the Cuba they once knew will be within reach.
We lost our country. Maybe we're going to get it back now, soon, and I'm hoping for that.
And here in Little Havana, we can tell you that these celebrations happen in front of one legendary Cuban restaurant. It's called Versailles. This really became the heart of the Cuban exile community, where these exiles would come and talk about their pain and their strength, Paula.
But Gio, you can see the hope and relief on so many of their faces, and we're going to check in with you for some heartwarming stories a little bit later in the show. Thank you, Gio. Well, Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign is now saying that it is actively participating in the recount initiated by Green Party candidate Jill Stein in Wisconsin, and will do the same if audits are opened in other states. And ABC's Gloria Rivera is in Washington with more on the reasons behind this decision and the immediate backlash from Donald Trump. Good morning, Gloria.
Good morning, Paula. Well, the Green Party has raised millions of dollars for this recount effort, and while Hillary Clinton has not weighed in personally, her legal team says it will also participate in battleground states Pennsylvania and Michigan, if that's where Jill Stein does take this next.
We must accept this result and then look to the future.
Less than 3 weeks after Hillary Clinton's crushing defeat to President-elect Donald Trump, her team now announcing it's entering the fray of a Wisconsin recount. An effort pushed by Green Party candidate Jill Stein.
There were lots of hacks taking place around this election.
Clinton's general counsel Mark Elias says the campaign has received hundreds of messages, emails, and calls asking for hacking claims to be investigated. Writing in a blog post Saturday, Elias says, because we had not uncovered any actionable evidence of hacking or outside attempts to alter the voting technology, we had not planned to exercise this option ourselves. Adding now that Wisconsin's recount is officially underway, Clinton staffers intend to participate to ensure fairness.
It's a rigged election, believe me.
Trump widely criticized for stoking fears about the election's integrity.
And we know it's a rigged system.
1.8 million dead people are registered to vote.
Now the president-elect accusing Stein of using the fight as a fundraiser. And in a tweet this morning, Trump going after Clinton, saying she conceded the election when she called me just prior to the victory speech. And after the results were in, nothing will change.
Here in Washington, a senior administration official has said the White House did not observe or uncover any malicious cyber activity aimed at modifying election results. President-elect Donald Trump calling the entire recount effort a scam. Dan, Paula.
Gloria, thank you. Let's bring in ABC's Martha Raddatz, who's also in Washington, where she's going to be hosting this week later this morning. Martha, good morning.
Good morning.
So the Clinton campaign has acknowledged that they have not seen any evidence of hacking and that there's very little chance that this recount could change the outcome. So why bother, especially given that this process has real potential to stir up some difficult emotions?
Well, in the Clinton camp's words, they're not bothering. Jill Stein is. Clinton's lawyers said that they did not plan on seeking a recount, but now that it's underway, they want to participate to make sure that the process is, quote, fair to all sides and that they're represented in any legal proceedings.
So you say this is all on Jill Stein. Then I got to ask, why is Jill Stein, who got less than 1% of the vote nationally, why is she leading the charge on this, given that she has so little to gain? And is she somehow doing Team Clinton's bidding?
Well, Paula, Jill Stein's doing it because of this. Right now, we're talking about her and her party, the Green Party, 3 weeks after the election. But to be fair, Stein says they're doing it to ensure fair elections and promote reforms. But the publicity doesn't hurt, especially as millions of dollars pour into the Green Party to support the recount effort.
Yeah, no such thing as bad publicity. Rule number
That's
one
right.
in PR, right? Well, we know that Ted Cruz is on your show today, Martha. He's been extremely critical of President Obama for, quote, showering love on Castro. Why do you think that President Obama worded his statement the way that he did?
Well, I think to President Obama, an important part of his legacy is reestablishing diplomatic relations with Cuba. Like the Iran deal, it's a cornerstone of his foreign policy, and it's actually something he campaigned on back in 2008, promising to sit down with America's enemies. So it's clear the statement is part of his effort to keep warming relations with Cuba. But to many, including Ted Cruz, not mentioning any of the atrocities of Castro's regime is naive at best and offensive at worst. Dan and Paula.
Yeah, he talks about the enormous impact of Castro and that he altered the course of the Cuban nation. You can understand how it would be offensive for some. Well, Martha, thank you. We know you have a big show coming up this morning.
We'll see you later.
Sounds good, Martha. She's going to be talking with Donald Trump's senior advisor, Kellyanne Conway, Senator Ted Cruz, and Senator Bernie Sanders. Plus, she will have more on the world's reaction to the death of Fidel Castro. It's all coming up on This Week right here on ABC with the one and only Martha Raddatz.
Indeed. We're going to move on now, though, to the new information we're getting this morning in the case of the woman described as a supermom. Sherry Papini found alive on the side of a country road in California 3 weeks after she vanished while on a jog. ABC's Nick Watt is on the story this morning in Redding, California. Nick, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. Well, right now authorities are searching for two Hispanic women driving a dark-colored SUV. That is the description of her captors that Papini has given authorities. And we're also hearing for the first time radio traffic from the first officer on the scene when she was found. The 34-year-old mom found on a rural roadside in Northern California.
Oh, she's saying that she jumped out of the vehicle somewhere near 5 and Yolo.
It's 4:30 a.m. Thanksgiving morning. A driver had spotted Papini and dialed 911.
Advised to your female screaming in ear.
CHP is advising she is heavily battered, and it is confirmed kidnapping. I've got a phone number for you. I need to call her husband.
California Highway Patrol was able to connect Sherry with her husband by cellular phone almost immediately.
She and Keith have been reunited.
Papini vanished while jogging 3 weeks ago. Her husband called the cops when she failed to pick up their kids from daycare. Later, authorities say he found her phone and headphone earbuds with strands of her hair on a roadside near their home, 150 miles from where Papini was found early Thursday morning.
Sometimes those littlest, finest details can be a major break in the case.
Are you chained with the quarter-inch heavy chain and hose clamps on her wrist?
Authorities are now examining Papini's clothing and those restraints, searching for any DNA evidence that might lead them to her kidnappers. And the Sheriff's Department is also analysing cell tower data, and they hope to interview Papini again soon once she's decompressed a little more. All we know so far is she says she did not know the women who she says took her captive. Dan and Paula, they were strangers to her.
Baffling case.
Very baffling, Nick. Thank you. And we talked to investigators earlier, and they said this is so rare for the captive to be released, and all the information they're hoping to cull about these alleged abductors, they're hoping to get from Sherry. She holds it all. She holds all the clues.
As he said, they're going to be interviewing her soon. There are a lot of other headlines on this Sunday morning, and for that, as always, we kick it over to Ron Claiborne. Good morning, sir.
Hi, hey, good morning to you, Dan and Paula, Diane, Robert. Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin with breaking news overnight from New Orleans, Louisiana. One person is dead and 9 others wounded in a shooting in the French Quarter. Police say at least one gunman opened fire early this morning. No word yet on a motive. Police arrested 2 people at the scene for carrying guns, but it's not yet clear if they were connected to that shooting.
Totally unacceptable. I mean, the violence just continues to spin out of control with people brandishing weapons whenever they think they can.
And officials say the French Quarter was even more crowded than usual because of a college football game taking place in New Orleans at the time. And more breaking news, our local affiliate reporting that several people shot in Independence, Missouri, that's just outside of Kansas City. Police had to take cover during the gunfire, although no officers are among the wounded. Police are said to be talking with several witnesses in that area. And the Chicago police officer who fatally shot an African-American man has been at least temporarily relieved of his police powers and placed on desk duty. Pending further investigation, the officer, who was not named, shot 19-year-old Kawan Ray during a foot chase on Wednesday. The officer said Ray pointed a gun at him, but police have not yet found a weapon at the scene. And veteran actor Ron Glass has died. Glass played Detective Ron Harris on the show Barney Miller for its entire run from 1975 to 1982. A younger generation knew him as a preacher on the cult series Firefly. Glass's agent said he died Friday of respiratory failure. Ron Glass, 71 years of age. And take a look at this. Just released video of rescuers pulling two teens from a mountain in Colorado. The high schoolers got stuck. They got stuck in whiteout conditions last week and spent 2 frigid nights in the wilderness. The teens were treated for frostbite, but otherwise they are said to be fine. And finally, one of the most intense and long rivalries in college football led to one of the most dramatic games of the season. Check it out. Third-ranked Michigan, University of Michigan, the Wolverines against the Buckeyes of Ohio State, going head-to-head Saturday. The Buckeyes mounted a huge comeback to tie it at the end of regulation and then ultimately won that game in the second overtime. Incredible. It was still heated after the game. Michigan's Jabril Peppers shoving, or allegedly shoving, I guess definitely shoving, an Ohio State fan.
First.
That's video evidence.
Okay. At the crowd rushed the field there in Columbus, Ohio. Rough day for Paula Ferris and Jim Harbaugh. He says, what do you say? I'm bitter.
He says he's utterly bitter at the referees. So what can you say? I lost 5 years of my life watching that game, and I always tell my kids, be gracious in victory and gracious in defeat, but I'm not feeling gracious this morning, I have to say.
But you're not bitter, right?
Hopefully your
I'm very
kids aren't
bitter.
watching.
He's very bitter.
I'm very, very, very bitter. They're a little mystified on that one day of the year when I watched the Ohio State-Michigan game. I think for
Who are you
to
and what have you
reference,
done with my mother?
Yeah, exactly.
basically, yes. My husband was looking at me like, stop acting like
Throwing
a crazy woman.
shoes at the TV.
They can still make it, Paula. They can still make it in the playoffs.
I don't know.
They got a good team.
I don't know.
I couldn't bear to watch Ohio State's kicker miss another one, so for that I was grateful for overtime. You should come on. You're a humanitarian.
Not
anyway,
really.
the USC game saw a lot of rain yesterday. You flipped over to that.
I love you too, Rob, though.
As they make their late season run. This is the video out of Los Angeles where it was raining about a half an inch of rain, which is, as you know, a lot for Southern California. San Diego got some as well. So much so that Swiftwater rescue teams kind of prepped yesterday for that batch of rain and also a batch that's going to come through later on today. Snow in the mountains. This is I-80. Problems over Donner Pass. Problems on I-90, I-5. So traveling today, obviously a big deal as we head home from the holiday weekend. And I think you're going to continue to see issues along I-5 over the Siskiyou Mountains there, even some of the higher elevations down in Southern California. And I-15, Salt Lake City, you're under winter storm watch. Those higher elevations under warnings could see a couple of feet of snow. Ski resorts loving that, but obviously it's going to be treacherous driving. Wind advisory down across Southern California as well. I-10, I-15 could see some blowing dust. Our next batch of storms comes in tonight and tomorrow morning, mostly across Northern California and the Pacific Northwest, maybe a little down across Southern California, but the bulk of this stuff will be further north. And here's your snow that we expect to see pretty much across all mountain ranges in the Intermountain West. East of that, it looks to be pretty quiet, at least for now. That's a quick check on what's going on nationally. Here now is your local forecast.
Good Sunday morning. If you're feeling in the holiday spirit already, I've already seen lots of people carrying their trees home. If you're heading out today, it looks good. Plenty of bright sunshine through about 4 o'clock. Daytime high today in the lower 50s, so it will be pleasantly cool. I think the extra layer probably a good idea. Here's a look at your 10-day outlook. We're tracking our next cold front. That's increasing our chance for wet weather Tuesday into Wednesday, so make sure you have the umbrella and give yourself extra time.
No huge issues for the NFL games today, although in Denver tonight it's going to be cold and windy. And we'll talk about some very welcome rain that's coming to the east later in the broadcast.
What we need to do is convince Paula not to watch football anymore.
I
think stop ruining days.
Her season's over.
364 days. I'm just saying. It's been a brutal 13 years. They've lost 12 of 13 to Ohio.
Anyway, something happy. I have some good news, some happy news to lighten the mood a little bit. So one hallmark of most bar mitzvahs is the generosity of the guests. But an El Paso teen is making headlines for his generosity by turning his bar mitzvah into a fundraiser and his passion for sneakers into an extraordinary act of kindness.
I've always had a love for sneakers.
It's no surprise that for his bar mitzvah, Drew Frank